Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this new kind of video. As you might be hearing from the audio quality, I'm not sure. I am outside. Exciting! So this is going to be a more off-the-cuff video than usual, and a visually completely static video, as far as I have planned. So you don't need to watch the screen, just, listen to this video podcast style, perhaps while doing your laundry, commuting to work or something. So today is Wednesday, December the 9th, 2020. It is, let me check my watch, 9 past 9 o'clock a.m. And I woke up with a powerful urge to tell you about my worries regarding the upcoming release of the highly anticipated, even by me, video game Cyberpunk 2077. So, I'm going to talk a bit more about this new format of video at the end of it, but right now I just want to get into, the subject matter. I'm sitting outside with my Blue Yeti, because my girlfriend has online classes and I really want to get this recorded in the hopes that I can get it up before people, in other time zones get access to the video game. Because I want to get my worries across before maybe some people buy. So, I have written on my hand in pen, 4 points that, worry me, which I will probably in the title call the 4 reasons. And the first point on my hand is fan reaction. Now, I think this video might in its reception even exhibit some of this. The reaction of the fans, to bad news, to doubts about the quality of Cyberpunk 2077 reminds me very worryingly of, what's it called? The space video game, No Man's Sky. The reaction really reminds me of No Man's Sky, where no doubts are even allowed to be expressed on, Reddit or Twitter, and any doubts expressed are met with instant and vicious reactions. And I don't know. Maybe that's just me, caring too much, searching it out. Maybe it's the algorithms, the attention-grabbing algorithms. By the way, watch the Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma. The attention-grabbing algorithms boosting the negativity. But from what I have seen... am I still recording? Yes, I am. The reaction has been very toxic, and I'm worried that this is, a feature of hype to watch out for video games that are not going to be as good. Because it feels like a good video game doesn't need or doesn't spawn this kind of reaction in people. And I don't know, maybe that's just me not having looked at other cases of actual good games who get released to this reaction, but I feel like even if that happens for actual good games, it doesn't happen in this amount, and it doesn't happen quite as viciously by quite as many people. And so that's the first point on my hand, checked off. Second off, what I'm worried about is the embargo. So, I have to say, I haven't looked at a lot of material, not looked at a lot of reviews, beside the god-awful Polygon review, which for like half of it focused on nonsense identity politics issues about trans representation in a world where passing 100% is possible. They are worried that no character has been openly identifying themselves to them as trans, which I find flabbergasting, frankly. But what I wanted to say with point 2 embargo is I have heard on Discord, on Twitter, from my friends that CD Projekt Red, in quite an uncharacteristic move, I believe, have, cracked down on footage, on the amount of footage reviewers get to use on video footage being used at all, I think, and on, anything too revealing being shown about the game. And I've also heard of, by the way, because I'm hearing, voices of people approaching. I'm on a park bench right now outside. You might hear me greeting people in German. But what I wanted to say is, that's just not something a publisher does when they expect a game to, hold up in the footage. And that has me really, really worried. Perhaps more worried than anything else. If your game is good, you encourage people to show footage of it. And this point actually leads quite nicely into the next point, which is bugs. We all have heard, I believe, rumors of really bad bugs, which are, supposedly being fixed in a day one patch. I don't know how confident I am in this, but apparently these bugs are the reasons why, why video footage of this game is rare to come by, and if it is, if it is possible to come by it at all, it seems to have been provided by the publisher. I've seen one clip of a I don't know how I'm supposed to describe it, a bit of a shootout between an NPC ally and an NPC enemy, where the NPC enemy just ducked into cover and the NPC ally was standing very closely to them, just continuously shooting them while standing still, and the the player avatar was standing on the other side of said enemy, completely exposing the cover and just looking on, which, that's not great. Yeah, so this is another thing I'm worried about. And here's point 4. A very subjective point is my expectations. Like many of you, I have watched the first Cyberpunk reveal trailer, with the robot, or cyborg possibly, with the cyborg lady standing over the murdered bodies with the, the extended blades from her arms, and the policeman shooting them, and the song in the background, and it was all very hype. How long ago was that now? Like 9 years? Anyway, I've seen that, and I've been excited for the game ever since, because I loved The Witcher 2, up to the, the first act and the second act I loved, and I loved most of The Witcher 3, but, my expectations for Cyberpunk 2077 was something like The Witcher, a vast open world, rich in lore, rich in meaningful side quests, and the bits and pieces of gameplay I have seen, released from, various conventions and, the sanctioned releases that traditional games reporting has. That just wasn't what I was looking for in Cyberpunk. I don't know, something about the gameplay seems off. It's so much Deus Ex Human Revolution, if you've played that. And that's not what I was looking for, and I realized that might be my fault. Me setting my expectations, I don't know if you'd say too high, but not in tune with what the publishers had intended. But I'm not sure if the publishers intended from the start to deliver this kind of gameplay experience which we've been seeing. And that's one more reason that has me worried, which I realize may be my fault, maybe entirely subjective. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think of this one. Yeah, those are the 4 reasons why I'm worried about Cyberpunk. Now let me dispel some of the reactions that I expect to be getting. Some people have been saying of people who voice their worries that they are paid shills, which I find frankly ridiculous. Who pays somebody to rag on another game? Though, it might make sense if there was a big, different game coming up. But if there is, I'm certainly not aware of it, as somebody who admittedly doesn't pay that much attention to AAA releases anymore. So if there's another game coming up, I'm not aware of it. And in fact, I actually have a vested financial interest in the success of Cyberpunk 2077 because I have purchased some stocks of CD Projekt Red like 2 years ago, I believe, which have been performing quite well, but which actually dropped by 8 points yesterday, which is maybe another reason why I'm worried. So, that's my stake, actually, in the success of Cyberpunk 2077. So yeah, I'm not paid to rag on Cyberpunk 2077. If anything, I expect to gain money from its success. Second off, a lot of people have been calling the people who criticize the things we have seen of Cyberpunk 2077 as haters or people who just want to ruin a good thing, which I'm definitely not, because as I've mentioned, I am excited for this game for like 9 years. I really, really want to be wrong. I want my expectations to be met and exceeded like they were with Witcher 3. But, I'm just unsure. I think I'm done talking about the game at this point. Let me talk a bit about this new format. So as I mentioned, I think going in, my girlfriend is having online classes right now, which is why I went outside to record this, because I really wanted to get this out quickly and get my thoughts on it out quickly. I think I got up from bed like maybe half an hour ago. So that's how quickly I exited my apartment to do this. And I'm now on a park bench. I don't know if you can hear birds and cars in the background, but, from what I'm looking at in Audacity on my laptop, the audio quality isn't as bad. By the way, I'm sitting here with the garbage container for fresh garbage, biological waste, on a park bench table. On this container is my laptop. Plugged into this laptop is my Blue Yeti microphone, which I'm holding to my mouth in my hand, and I'm sitting here looking possibly quite destitute. This is possibly a new format for me to get my thoughts across on things, maybe on a regular basis. Not, I don't expect it to always take place in the outside. But something more impromptu, something not edited, something which is just what's it called? Flow of consciousness? Is that the term? I don't know. Correct me in the comments. Something a stream of mind, stream of consciousness. That's it. Something that's just stream of consciousness, which I don't have to edit. Neither in terms of audio, though I might reduce the noise in the background a bit. Depends on how this sounds. And I definitely, looking at the Audacity window, I definitely will have to boost my voice to be louder, I expect. Something I can do with little editing, especially in terms of visual. I don't think many people are aware of this, but for me it takes like 1 to 2 days to write a video right now, 1 day to record it, which, not quite 1 day to record it, half a day to record it, and then 1.5 to 2 days to visually edit it, maybe even more. The porn video that I did with my girlfriend was especially a long process, which I don't really know why. I guess, I don't know. I was just being ambitious. But yeah, let me think what you think of this new um, format. I plan to call it either Seetor Speaks or Speaktor, perhaps. Speaktor, He Who Speaks. Seetor, He Who Speaks. A lot of people might, I mean, most people are here from Burger Creek Discord, I expect. So you might know this, but my name is derived from the fact that my English teacher called me He Who Sees in class because I responded with I see apparently a bit too often. So I became He Who Sees, which I combined with the Latin suffix tor to become Seetor, He Who Sees. So that's why I might call this show Speaktor, He Who Speaks, or Speaktor or Seetor Speaks. I don't know. Let me know which one of them is your favorite. I think I'm done now. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. I will post this to the CD Projekt Red subreddit, to the Cyberpunk subreddit. I don't know how smart that is. I hope I get it out before people in other time zones, concretely in America, get Cyberpunk 2077. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around, I guess.